Today I have some bad news to share with you. There's a bunch of Blu-rays that are about to go out of print, and I'm going to show them to you today to let you know, but also these are still available. So if you like what you hear about these films, then please do check out the links in the description and the comments section of this video, and hopefully you can still get these before they go out of stock. There are 4 titles going out of print here, all of them from Eureka Entertainment as part of their Masters of Cinema line, which I know a lot of my viewers on this channel collect. So if you're missing these in your collection already and you think you might want them in the future, I would say get them now. So the first one is this. This is the early Manau film box set. This is a collection of 5 of Manau's silent films from the first half of the 1920s. And there's some great stuff in here. Not just the films, but the extras, and there is a booklet that you get in this set as well. If you're not familiar with Manau, he was one of the greatest filmmakers during the silent era, and some of his best films are included in this box set. Namely, The Last Laugh, which I think is one of his absolute masterpieces, is in this set. Even in these so-called lesser Manau films, there's still a lot of brilliance here, and it's just great to see how his career progressed over the early 1920s. So if you want to grab this now, Eureka still have this in stock on their website for £29.99. So yeah, do head over there if you want. I should have said all of these titles are Region B. So you're going to need a Region B player or a multi-region player to play these. Please do check this one out if you're even remotely a fan of silent cinema or German Expressionism or just great films in general. And there's a lot of great special features on here. There's a making of The Last Laugh. There's some commentary tracks. So yes, an invaluable box set and one that would be a shame to miss out on. The other 3 titles that are going out of print are all from the same filmmaker, Pier Paolo Pasolini, who I talked about recently on the channel because of Criterion's big box set announcement in the US. But 3 of his Masters of Cinema Blu-rays are going out of print. You could start with Aptone, which was Pasolini's feature film debut, and something that Pasolini concerned himself a lot with over the course of his career was looking at people who were downtrodden in society. So people that were destitute, penniless. He looked at prostitutes, criminals. His films were seen as a progression of the Italian neorealism that had come before. So it even says on the back of this, it's Italian neorealism. And this film really did herald a new loud voice on the world cinema stage. And it's a great place to start if you're unfamiliar with Pasolini's work. There's an audio commentary with the great Tony Raines on this Blu-ray. And also, I completely forgot when I was talking about the Criterion announcement recently that this includes his documentary film Love Meetings on this disc, which I'd never seen. I'd watched this years and years ago, but I'd never seen Love Meetings. And I watched it yesterday, and that is such a great documentary. Pasolini basically went around the streets of Italy interviewing all sorts of people on matters about sex and taboos in Italian society at the time, and it's a really interesting glimpse or snapshot at how people related to these subjects at the time. It also shows a playful side to Pasolini in the way that he asks these loaded questions to people. There is also a booklet inside here as well, and it's a dual format package, so you get the DVD as well. So this release in particular is a great one, and if it sounds like your kind of thing, definitely go and grab it now. Moving on, just to talk a bit about the next film, The Gospel According to Matthew. Again, this is such a wonderful film, and I recommend this to basically anyone who is into world cinema. On the surface, this is a deeply religious film, but even if you're not religious yourself or you're not interested in religion at all, this is so worth a watch. As I said before, Pasolini concerned himself with people who were downtrodden in society. So the way in which he would portray people living on the streets in some of his other films is the way in which he shows us Christ in this movie in a very faithful adaptation of the source text. And this was one of the only films at the time that was approved or endorsed by the Vatican because of how faithful it is. The reason I say this is for people, even if you're not religious, is because it captures that essence of the faithful, of the sublime and the divine. Even if you don't believe in any of that in real life, that feeling is captured in this movie by Pasolini, which is remarkable because the man himself was an atheist, and in fact his anti-Catholic nature is what caused a great rift between himself and his mother. So a really fascinating film here, a great watch at Easter as well, and the package that you get, all of the special features on this disc, it would be a shame to miss out if this sounds like your kind of thing. And lastly, I'll just touch on Oedipus Rex. This is Pasolini's adaptation of the famous Greek tragedy, but also blending it with 1920s fascist Italy. If you don't know the story of Oedipus, well, I won't spoil a 1,000-year-old myth for you if you've gone this long without knowing it. But famously, it was inspiration for Park Chan-wook's Old Boy. So if you like Old Boy, it could be worth looking back at Oedipus Rex, which is another kind of telling of the Oedipus tale. Something I love about this film in particular is all of the stuff that's shot on location in the desert, and the costumes in here that the soldiers are wearing are very out there, very experimental in their design. And it makes this film feel almost like an acid western, maybe like El Topo or something like that. So it's a really great film. This is Pasolini going a bit more enigmatic than the other two films that I talked about. And Franco Chiti is here again from Aptone, so you could do a Franco Chiti double bill with those two movies. All three of these are still available on Eureka's website. They are $14.99 each, or you can get all three of them in an offer for £39. So if you're interested at all in Pasolini, then do go over to Eureka's website now and grab them before they go out of stock. If you want to hear more from me about Eureka titles that I love, then just click the video on screen right now and you'll get some good recommendations from there. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.